Okay, worksheet 15. This is more practice on writing hypotheses for chapter 8. Okay, now the difference between chapter 7 and chapter 8 is in chapter 8, there's always sort of two things going on. In chapter 7, it was just like somebody does a survey and here's margin error. Okay, here we've got someone making a claim and someone else doing some actual statistics. All right, and we need to pick out, to write a hypothesis, we need to pick out the part where someone is making a claim. The actual statistics never goes into the hypothesis. It's going to go into the calculator so that we can actually do the work, but it's not going to be in the hypothesis. So let's see, they were sampling something in a factory. It has a mean of 401 and a standard deviation of 5. Okay, well, that definitely sounds like someone did, especially they got a standard deviation. That really sounds like they did a survey. So 401 and 5 belong together in a little survey situation. We're going to use those in the calculator. All right, but they want to test. Okay, test. That's where someone makes a claim. They're testing something. No one's done any work. They just said something. Let's test this. Okay, so that's where the hypothesis is coming from. So they want to test the 400. That's the number that's going to go in my hypothesis. And that's the only number going to my hypothesis. I don't put 401 in my hypothesis at all. I just put 400. Okay, now what does I need to test? The mean is different from a mean of 400. Different. Okay, well, I didn't see any words like less, greater, more, less than, more than. I don't see any of those kind of words. All I see is different, like equal and not equal. Okay, so as long as I don't see any greater, less than type words, I'm going with equals. All right, now whenever you do this, the equal sign always has to go with the H0, the null hypothesis. Okay, and so no matter exactly what they said or how they phrased it, the equal sign is going to go there. And I've already decided my 400 is going to go there. My 400 is going to go here. And 401 is not a part of writing hypotheses. And then I need a letter. Okay, and you could really honestly use any letter you wanted. In this case, since it's a mean, you're supposed to use mu. You could use M. You can name them after your kids. It doesn't matter. That's not the important part. All right, let's move on to the second one. Now, there's a requirement of 4.5 hours of homework per week, and the PTA believes that teachers aren't doing that. Okay, well, first of all, no one's done any kind of survey. There's just some people making some claims, like in this case, the PTA, okay? And so definitely my 4.5 is going to be my number here. No one's even done any work yet. They just made some random claim. Teachers don't do that. Okay, so 4.5 is going to be my number. Now I got to figure out my signs. Teachers are assigning more than 4.5. Okay, this is one of those things. It's about the English language, and you got to kind of work through the English language to get this to work. More than. So not 4.5. More than that. 4.5 wouldn't even be right. It's got to be more than 4.5, like 4.6 or 4.7. Okay, so more than 4.5 looks like this. Not 4.5, stuff that's bigger than that. Okay, and because of the way this works, that doesn't have an equal sign, and stuff that doesn't have an equal sign has to go over there. So the opposite of that is to put less than or equal to over here. And again, you could use whatever letter you wanted, but you're really supposed to use mu. Programmers know that the average is 3.1. Now they want to test if it's shorter than 3. Okay, well, what they want to test is the number I want to use. They know that average is 3.1. Presumably at some point they did a survey. They want to test that now. Maybe it's changed and it's shorter than 3. So maybe they're planning on, forget the 3.1, I'm going to go and do another survey later. But the thing they want to test is definitely 3. They are claiming it's now shorter than 3. Okay, so 3 is definitely going to be my number here. Shorter than 3, that's like saying less than 3. And again, They didn't say anything about shorter than or equal to. They mean like it's 2.9 or 2.8, but it's not 3. It's shorter than 3. So they're talking less than 3. And again, if it doesn't have an equal sign on it, it goes in the HA. All right. Now here's some activists, and they did some actual work. They went out, they surveyed, they got 40 numbers, they found the mean and the standard deviation, and now they want to test that the average rent is higher than 1640. Okay, so definitely this number comes from doing some kind of statistics, that 1700. They're testing the 1640. Okay, so 1640 as the number goes there. The other numbers that come from some sort of survey, those are going into my calculator. So 1640, all right, that higher than 1640, higher than, that's like greater than. They don't mean it is 1640. It could still be 1640, but they don't mean that. They mean it's higher than that now, like 1650 or 1660, but not 1640. So they're saying greater than. Again, if it doesn't have an equal sign, it goes over there. Okay, none of these problems did we ever actually solve their problem for them. We were just trying to set up the hypotheses.